How you doing, everybody? ABC Action News Chief Meteorologist Dennis Phillips. Late Friday night, we're beginning to get the overnight spaghetti models, the zero-Z runs on what will likely become Idalia. And as you can see, there seems to be a little bit of consensus that you're getting a track a little bit more to the north of the Bay Area. Let me be very clear about this. Even though that looks better for Central Florida and worse for the Big Bend, it's meaningless. There is no center of circulation. So think about it. How will a model start at ground zero, X marks the spot, when it doesn't know where that spot is? Because there isn't one. So over the next 24 to 36 hours, you are going to see models all over the place. The H-Wharf brings a 960 millibar hurricane into the Bay Area. The Euro keeps it off to the north. They're all over, and that will continue because they're grasping at straws. There's no center to develop. So when we get one, which will probably be on Sunday or Monday, it's going to take a while for it to happen, then you can start looking at the models and they'll make more sense. There'll be a lot more to them. I still think from the Tampa Bay area to the Panhandle, that entire area is certainly a possibility. The consensus on intensity, look, if it stays more west, stays over the warmer waters longer, it'll get stronger. Makes a lot of sense. It will start to be sheared as it accelerates northward. But I think there's a much better chance that you'll see a stronger storm if it were to stay west and go into the Panhandle than if it stays east, which usually means it's a weaker system and impacts the Bay Area directly. A rainmaker either way, unless it goes far enough west that the impact on the Bay Area is lower. A lot of ifs, right? Because we don't have a center yet. And I guarantee you, you're going to start seeing that H-Wharf posted. You're going to start seeing the worst case scenarios, and people will be screaming, run for your lives. It is ridiculous. It is just as likely that a storm would be on the other end of the scale than it would the worst case scenario. We've said it a million times. Best case, worst case. Most of the time, it's somewhere in between. So we'll continue to give you updates, showing you the models right here, but I'll say it flat out. They're meaningless until we get that center of circulation pegged, and that's probably not going to be until Sunday. Now, I do think the Hurricane Center eventually will issue a PTC. It's a potential tropical cyclone. It's a track before it actually becomes a real entity, because they do like to give forewarning for areas, populated areas that could be hit by a tropical storm or a hurricane. Would not be surprised if that happens on Saturday or Sunday. But I still think we're holding off until Sunday, even later, early Monday, before you actually see a well-developed center of circulation that would then start developing. All right? Just wanted to make that clear. So we'll be updating overnight, of course, updating over the weekend as well. Hopefully you'll tune in. And remember, rule number 7, don't freak out unless I'm freaking out. We're fine. That isn't meant to minimize a threat. We still have potential water. We still have potential rough weather, but let's not focus on the worst case scenario, shall we? Because very often it doesn't play out that way. Thanks for stopping by.